OFC Podcast Radio. This is me.
Welcome to OFC Podcast Radio, where every beat, every word, and every laugh is a celebration of our journey. Join Gina the Great, your joy curator, Farrah Hammond Freeman, the head honcho, and me, Queen Kaya, your soul sister. Stay tuned for a dose of melanated excellence right here on OFC Podcast Radio. But before we do anything else, we're going to bless our show and the kings and queens listening.
Blessed melanated rising, my people. I am so grateful to life. I am grateful to God, our creator, and I'm grateful to our ancestors. One, I'm grateful to the ancestors being present with us, and I'm grateful for them giving us the opportunity to be on air today. And I just ask that today's show, let it be very uplifting to each and every one of our listeners. Let it be educational. Let it be fun. But most importantly, let it be empowering to each and every person out there as we send out that spirit of love, light, unity, strength, great health, wealth, and peace to each and every person. Hotep, amen, ashe, aibobo.
It's a
Grand Rising,
beautiful
Jim the Great.
morning. How's it going?
Vibe that. I'm feeling so brand new. What?
You're ugly. I forgot. I want to try to stop doing that.
Oh, the low-key insults all the time? Nice.
Yeah. Because I mean, there's no ill intent. It's just that's just how we grew up, and words have power, and I want to be powerful with my words. I want my words to be powerful. So, and to do that, I want them to also be positively powerful. Anyway. I really think I need to follow the whole buying in season. I'm happy it's cherry season. One of my favorite fruits. I think cherries and mangoes are up there. Because, I mean, mango season and cherry season, like what they do as a fruit, it's up there. But
wait, hold on. So we have a mango season in Montreal? Like there's just a time?
No, where it grows. Yeah, wherever it grows, when it's in season. Okay. It's different than when they're just like, I mean, they pump mango all year round. And so they're doing something to it. But like all things have their season. So I don't understand how come we're getting mango all year round. But, that's 2024. Yeah, no. And that's why sometimes when you're eating cherries, when it's not in season, you're just like, this is tart grossness. Okay. But why I say that is because I looked at my bill and the bill said, savings. Your cherries cost you $6.60 the kilo instead of $17 the kilo, and I was just like, right? I didn't get a kilo of cherries, but regardless of what, you got to look at those things. And so I'm the type of buyer too. Like when I go things where I'm seeing things on special, because that's how they kind of get you sometimes, and it'll be something that's like smaller than the other format. I'm like, this is lesser, but then I got to read like if I buy 2 of these, which would make one of those. Like, is the price the same? And generally speaking, on every price, you'll see the cost per unit. So always look at the cost per unit when you're seeing these things, because then you might think like, this is $2.99 and the other one is like $3.99, but it may cost less to get the one at $3.99 because you get more bang for your buck. So, and I get it. Sometimes it's what you can afford, so it is what it is. But, that's just being a better grocer. And to that point, I just feel like food tastes better when it's in season, and my pockets appreciate it as well. Go out there and download all those points. If your grocery store is Metro, it's Metro, Super C, Jacques Coutu, Premier Moisson. They're all under Moi. So every time, if you purchase these things already, if you go to any of these grocery stores, you get that Moi card and you accumulate points. Also get the Optimum. Yes, Optimum. Yeah, because that's the Provagos, the Maxis, the Shoppers Drug Mart or Farm and Free. I keep saying that like I'm from Toronto. It's Farm and Free here. Go get those too, so that wherever you're shopping, I don't know which one's for the IGA. To be honest, IGA I think does air miles, so that may be a little different. But go get all them cards, and you're already spending the money. Rack up your points. Again, if you shop here and there and it's different, like you shop to these different places, it may not accumulate as fast as you'd like to, but it's still accumulating points, and you still have to do groceries. You're still going to the pharmacies for what you need. So get all those little cards. And I don't know about non-iPhones. I don't know if Wallet is on Android too, but like with iPhone, you have a thing called Wallet, and you can put all those cards virtually in your virtual wallet. So you don't have to leave with 75 million cards, and no matter where you are, get your points. because this is
actually, there's three things you said there that I want to touch on. And actually, because I don't remember if you remember when we had Brother Clark on, Clark Cadet, and this is one of the things he talks about all the time. Like, it's like, and he even encourages people, like, if you can, get a type of credit card that offers you points as well.
That was my next point.
Like
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, because
that's really what it is. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I changed my Visa because there was a promotion that allowed, because it's through my bank account, it's through RBC as well, and it said because I had multi-products, it was waiving the fees, but I was getting more points on the Ion Plus than the Ion that I was on. I was like, yeah, switch that bad boy. And you know what? I use my points to get gas cards, because you know what else you need to purchase? Gas. You know what else is crazy out there? Gas. And I'm already using my credit card to pay certain bills and stuff like that I would have paid anyway. But instead of sending it through my bank account, I send it through my Visa. Then you put the money back on your Visa. And then just like that, you're accumulating points. And then, mind you, with Ion, it's Petro Canada. But the last time I purchased some gift cards on that, they were there was like a 25% sale, if you will, of like, so you use 25% less points to purchase the gift cards. And I get gas now. It's pretty much for free. And gas is high on these streets.
I love that.
Yeah. So look at your credit card, especially if it's through your bank account, and then they have multi-product rebates when you have to, if you have other accounts that will waive a credit card fee. And it's not like the credit card fee is crazy, but still, I'm just like, I'm already paying money on a credit card. I don't want to have to add an annual fee for just having a credit card anyway. You already have all my monies. And that's why they do it, because they already have your money in their account that they're using to lend out and making money on it. So look at your accounts. Look at all your accounts. Look at your internet bills. Look at your phone bills. Call these companies, consolidate. Look at other insurance. Every time your insurance is about to renew, go get other quotes. It's time to be smart about it. And if we want to really grasp this capitalism by its horns, you got to be in the business of you. So that was something that came up from cherries. That's what came up.
I know, right? That we just went down a rabbit hole there from cherries. I have to tell people as well, when you're going through and you're checking your cards, check your bank account. If you have an extra $50 in there, what you're going to do is get in contact with Clark Cadet, because this is what he does for a living. He sits with people and helps you to look through all your finances, see what's going on, and just to ensure that you're maximizing exactly what Gina's talking about right now. It's something that a lot of people underestimate the value of being able to do these things, maximize from these points. But a lot of people, surprisingly, don't know. They're not keeping track of how much they're spending every month. They're not putting aside money to save. They're not these are things, guys, we have to be thinking ahead. We have to be getting really into our adulting bag, so to speak, and doing what we can to start laying down some financial seeds. And
you'll come to find out that $50 pays for itself. Like once like that's a nothing fee to have to get all this together to get your life.
Thank you very much.
Be sustainable to your pockets.
Get your life. Thank you very much. Very well said. Now, but not to jump on your segment, but you just said something that is just I wasn't going to talk about it today, but you brought it up, and I'm taking it as a sign from the universe, because there's a matter of fact, you could give me your feedback on this. So the OFC, we've been working really hard on, actually for the last almost 2 years, to try to find an ideal membership card for our OFC members, to identify them as members of the community. And thanks to a partnership and a new member that's coming into the community, we are in the process of setting up the first ever OFC membership card. And this card is going to have these cool benefits. And I'm bringing this up because as we're talking about loyalty and points, the card is going to enable members. So it's going to be a card beyond just a card that members use to identify themselves, because there's an ability where members are able to load money onto the card, like a prepaid credit card, and they could use that card to spend money within the community. Now, what makes it extra special is that there's a cashback that members are able to benefit from every time they spend money within the community. But this is the kicker. There's an additional, and actually just to give you guys even more context. So when you use a card to spend within the community, there's a 2% processing fee, right? That every merchant normally pays to Visa or to whoever. There's a percentage of a processing fee, which is normal. In our case, it's 2% that the stores pay as the processing fee for letting OFC members use their OFC card within their location. That 2%, half of it goes to the company, right, to the processing company, so they get 1%. But that 0.5% is what goes back to members as a processing fee. But the other 0.5, Gina the Great, we are in the process of putting together a fund for our youth. So that other 0.5% is going to be banked into a fund that we're going to use to do scholarships, to support our youth as they're coming up. We are about to change the game, Gina, in our community, where we talk all the time about we need to set up an economic foundation for our future generation. Join the OFC if you are about that life. Anyway, so I'm really excited. Like I said, it wasn't a plan to talk about it today, but it just so happened that you're talking about it now. So I'm like, let me plant the seed a little bit, because there's definitely going to be more. We have a whole marketing rollout that we're going to be doing for it, all kind of different things. But I have to, as we're talking about it, I can't not talk about it. Yeah. I'm so excited about this initiative.
Well, that sounds awesome. I'm gonna look forward to hearing more about that. Another thing I did this week, I feel like a grown-up because I bought my very first stock. I thought I had opened the stock account with my bank and realized that it was the Play Money stock account. It was just like, oh, this is where you do things to pretend before you get into it. Yeah. Yeah. And there was a stock I wanted to buy on Monday, and like it sometimes takes longer for your bank to open your stock account. And I was just like, no, I want to buy this on Monday. So then I did open another account with Simple Wealth, and I did go ahead and buy my stock. And I feel like I'm an ingenue trader. I want to know everything about stocks. I want to know everything that's coming out. I need to abund to all the, Forbes and whatever lists. I'm confident that I am going to be able to invest in the next Walmart of things or Apple of things or whatever that is. I can feel it. It's coming. I'm going to be smart about it. The one I bought on Monday, look, you're not supposed to look at your stock every day. It's not that serious, but I'm already up $3,
Nice.
Not to do anything.
Nice.
So, I mean, again, that's nothing crazy, but because these are all things that I want to do much more for the long term. But that's another thing I did this week.
Are you doing crypto too?
No, I don't know. Crypto's not my thing, and I do tend to want to trust my gut, and my gut is just not going in that route. It's just not for me. I'm not saying I'm definitely not the one giving anyone advice on trading and whatnot. The other thing too is before I even ever get into that, I did hear the advice of you should have stock in everything that you own. So if you have Apple products, for example, because I was talking about the iPhone and stuff, and I have quite a few Apple products. Obviously, there's a market for that. Obviously, people are buying it, and that's a cop out. Apple is a very obvious stock that even if you're doing these things, you should have stock. Like even if you're buying these things, you should have stock in the things that you have. Especially so if you look around your home and see that there's like a certain amount of things, like if you buy off of Amazon a lot, go get some stocks to Amazon. Whatever that may be. If you're a Samsung person, if you're a Sony person, if you're whatever it is, maybe it's even the furniture. If you got all your furniture from IKEA, for all I know, you should be doing these things. I'm also searching for dividend paying stocks too, because I want the things that I invest in for the long term, and I want the things that will also pay me back some money. So that's something that I'm going to get into.
I have to say, I got to give another quick shout out to Keen Real Estate Group. They hosted a virtual workshop, and we're trying to coordinate. Hopefully we can make it happen before the end of finance season. I want to, as you're getting into investing, and I know you already invest in real estate because you have real estate, but there's an amazing fund that we have that it's a different type of real estate fund, but the way that they do it is that it's like we're pooling our capital together. So it's like the minimum buy-in before was 5,000. I think now it just went up to 10. But regardless, the point is that they buy up. They're the ones who own a lot of the big real estate in Ontario, like a lot of the big apartment condo complexes. So when you invest in them, you're investing in those different real estate things, definitely. So I would strongly recommend that if it is something that you're interested in, just diversifying your portfolio, so to speak, I would definitely recommend that you get in contact with Keen. The sister who runs it, her name is Kemba, also another OFC member. So I connected with her with no problem. And they are working with a company called Equiton. Equiton is amazing. And like I said, I'm really hoping to be able to try to get one of the directors from Equiton to come on and just share the possibilities for the community. But it is huge because, again, it's a way that you could invest in real estate without having to get a mortgage and stuff like that, and still benefit from the high interest rates or the returns from owning real estate.
100%. And let me end with my week with a shout out to the birthday party we went to last Saturday. I'm gonna shout out Solo for his playlist because as I was sitting there on the table and listening to the music, and it had a certain mix to it, and in it too, you might had some like all of a sudden some Sesame Street type of songs or some like Disney type of songs because of course it was a 5-year-old kids party, but he definitely was playing some 90s dance music. And like I'm having conversations, and all of a sudden I'm hearing la da da dee da 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 da. I'm like, bro, I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, facts.
I'm here jamming. Yeah. Yeah, wanna be a lover. I was just like, yo. And then not only that, I didn't know it back then, but when you look back at it now in these grown ass ages, like those are mad black people because dance music. For some people that was like, oh, that's white people music. And, we grew up in the suburbs. So we thought it was white people music. But nah, bro, a bunch of black people were singing that music. A lot of music comes from us anyway. But a lot of that house and dance and stuff like that was some black folks. I'm like, no wonder it was banging. And we used to be at La Tech just jamming to these 90s dance songs. So, I wanted to shout out Solo for that. Thank you for sharing the Spotify playlist because, that could be good. That might be a good workout playlist too. Because
Yo, facts. So I guess we'll segue to my week real quick. As Queen Kaya is not with us this morning. Blessings and love wherever she is right now. But look, so I'm gonna piggyback. I'm gonna relay off what you just said, and it's funny because it's like we forget that Solo, prior to becoming MCD Solo the artist, Solo was a DJ. Solo used to actually. And it's funny because we were there with our cousin who was the owner of Tropical. So just, guys, this is the type of family that we have. So yes. And they were reminiscing, Solo and Jamal were reminiscing about the Obsessions parties they used to have in the West Island. And Solo used to DJ. And it brought back so much memories. And it's like, guys, as you're listening to this, if you grew up in the West Island and you went to one of those Jamal and Solo obsession parties in a club, we're like, yo, how did these youths get a club? They got a club in the West Island. I used to be one of the bankroll. I would help to finance the whole initiative, but it never dawned on me to ask them, how did you guys get a club? You guys are like 16, 14. Like it was the craziest thing. Like these guys are doing the thing. They have so much footage. Like Solo and guys. Anyways, like I said, if you are hearing this, there's going to be a time in the future where I was telling them, guys, you have to have an Obsessions reunion party. You got to share some of these old school videos that I swear were on VHSs back in the day. And, just bring that back. Just help us to remember our youth again.
I just want to jump on that because we too had our all age club in that Laval area. It was called Stage 99. And we had a Record Tech too, but that was even younger. But like Stage 99 used to be that, I think it was 14 to 18 joint. Yeah, we used to jam there. Mm-hmm.
Yo, see, and do we have youth clubs now or no? Do they exist?
Honestly, I probably shouldn't know because I'm not a youth anymore, and I don't have. If I had children, I might know because you need to know what's popping and where it's popping.
Right, and facts. Well, shoot, I do have youth, and that's why I'm asking. So, if anybody out there, if you guys are listening and you know of some youth clubs, let me know. This is actually just in preparation for another project that I'm working on. That I want to know what outlets are available for youth to do things physically like that are not online. But anyways, let me digress. So, shout out Solo, shout out Jamal, shout out Tropical, MCD Solo, the whole nine, and just bringing back. As you mentioned, that it just reminded me of that. And shout out to Big Abe and Wolfie, my nephew Abe and Wolfie, my little cousin, who they celebrated their 5th birthday. Abe cut his hair.
Oh,
big shout. This generation,
yeah.
Guys, this generation of children coming up, I am actually feeling so good about the future. Us old foots and the losers above us. Oh wait, I shouldn't say that first.
Whoa,
digress.
That was so wild.
They're not.
That's crazy.
It's not losers. Okay, I gotta give context in terms of why I said that. As a community builder, somebody who's been working in community, I have seen so much atrocities, Gina. I have seen with my
Yes,
two
but
own eyes. I have sat in. Let me
I
finish.
hear you.
I have
I
sat
know, but
in
before you
meetings.
finish, I'm gonna let you
I have.
finish. I like
All right, go
Kanye
ahead.
West,
Go
but I
ahead.
just want you to
Go
know,
ahead. I like Kanye.
yeah, I want you to be prepared that the same may end up being said of you of the generation that comes after us because
I'm
we've
glad
all
you
made
said that because that's
decisions.
not the
Mm-hmm.
case. I'm sorry.
Mm,
Let me finish my point.
mm.
That's you see now. Let me double Kanye back for you because let me finish my point because it's not about having a difference of views. It's not about having a difference of opinions. It's not. I mean, I sat in meetings where there was opportunities for us to put certain things in place for people who were not us, like younger generations. And I sat in meetings with people older than me telling me they could fend for themselves. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, so when I say so, like, and this you had me so disheartened because I'm like, what? I'm like, these are elders. These are the people in the community that we have to rely on. And but now when I say so, sorry. So again, to my point is, I don't want to. I'm not generalizing that all the people above us are losers. I
So
just mean I
I
have,
already know how upset
unfortunately.
you are because you're not even forming a
Oh,
full on sentence.
yeah.
And yes, don't
Gee, I
generalize for
see.
these angry people
No, no,
who don't
I
want to better
who
our
don't.
generations because there are a lot who are there for us and teaching us how to be better people. But
Yes,
okay.
but Gina, the reason I get so frustrated is because unfortunately, a lot of the people who are like this are people in position of power, are people in position of
Mm.
authority. So it's and that's why I say like it's unfortunate like these losers above us. I know it's my whole point is not even the losers
That's
above us.
slave
I
mentality too.
mean,
That's it's slave mentality
that's
and it's what's it called again? Penury mentality. Feast or famine mentality. It's not the word I'm looking for, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah, it basically it is handing off a certain kind of just poor vibe onto the next generation. But like I said, my whole point is
Scarcity.
saying
Excuse
this
me. Yeah, that's
scarcity
scarcity
mentality.
mentality. Yeah. Hmm.
And it's kind of a competition mentality. It's like a crab in a bucket mentality. But
Yeah.
anyways, my point in saying this is that this younger generation, 10 and younger, like newborn coming in, I'm like they're like 3 years old and they're looking you dead in your eye, telling you their opinion about life, telling you stuff that's happening in the atmosphere. Guys, we are fine. We just need to do what we can to open doors for them, lay foundations. But I can tell you, even if we don't, they're just going to do their own damn thing anyways, and they're going to balance back this planet. So kudos to this younger generation who is self-assured. They know themselves. They know why they're here. They're looking at us as if we are like the children, like as we are amusing things to watch. So I'm excited for that. Aside from that, my just to speed up my week, my godson, got into a car accident this week. Thank God he was safe.
Uh-oh.
So giving thanks to the ancestors for keeping him safe this week. Let this be a lesson to everybody out there. Yo, just take time on the road. He was just exiting to get some gas or whatnot, but while he was exiting, someone else was turning in. Bang bang, they collided. But at the end of the day, give thanks that he was safe. But this week was a lesson in just kind of going with the flow, going with the vibe.
Mm.
Because the day that I was planning to do something else, I got a call from him first thing in the morning. It changed my day completely. And then the same thing happened the following day where I'm getting ready to go about my day and my whole spirit is slowing me down. And I'm like, yo, something is weird today. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I get a message maybe 10 minutes after the fact. And it's my older sister. It's her birthday. She wants to Lime today. And I'm like, okay, you know what? This must be
Mhm.
why I didn't do what I was originally supposed to do. And it's your birthday. We're gonna make this work. So I limed with my sister on her birthday. It is that Gemini season, so all these Geminis are celebrating. So sending mad love out to everybody out there. Sending mad love to my sister. Sending love to my nephew, and we already sent love to my mom who celebrated her birthday before as well. And all the birthdays coming up.
And
My
Kaya.
daughter's birthday is coming up. Queen Kaya's birthday is around the corner. So we got all kind of birthdays coming. So that's just what it do. And I'm going to close off by saying I participated in the Carrie Mass town hall meeting that they had last week. So I did tell you guys I'd come back and report. And all I have to say, let me choose my words right. I'm going to start by saying, guys, support the culture. And then I'm going to follow that up by saying, I'm completely disgusted with what's actually happened with the carnival. Um, again, and I'm going to close by saying that's all I'm going to say about it. Okay, because I participated in the meeting. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fulfilling in any way. I didn't come out of there with any extra information. And you know what, Gina the Great, I couldn't even bring myself to ask real questions because when I saw the people who are really around the table running this, I just want to wish them luck. I want to wish them positivity. They are from a different generation. I'm going to put it like that. And they have ways that they see things and the way that they do things from that generation. Unfortunately, they aren't honest about how they're going about things. And that is the biggest disheartening thing to me, is that they're not honest. And I know too much. I could actually share real facts, real receipts, show people real information that would show that the bodies that are in place in leadership positions are not honest and do not have the community's best interest at heart. They are doing their things for their own self-gratification and self-promotion. But I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to completely tank their ship or sink their ship, so to speak. So that's why I'm just choosing to digress and just let people go out, enjoy the carnival, do your daggone thing. But I have nothing to say about it. And on the record, I actually have no respect for any of the people who are running it. All right. I'm going to digress with that. I'm excited for where we are as a community, because we are in a position where once we know better, we can do better. Let's see how it goes this year. Next year is going to be different. But regardless, my focus is building with those who see the value in building for the next generation. People who want to build for themselves, they could go ahead and do that. The guest that we have on with us today, I'm super excited. We have our sister Daisherling from Audace au Féminin, which is an extremely powerful organization to support women within the community. I'm glad to have them on with us today. They have an awesome event that they do annually. I'm just looking forward to having her come on and sharing with the community and giving us an opportunity to understand more about their organization and how you guys will be able to participate. So sit back and stay tuned as we get ready for Parlay with People.
Let's take a quick positive cause just to shout out our homegirls, Kemba and Andrea from Keen Real Estate Group. Whenever you're thinking real estate, whenever you're thinking investments, whenever you're thinking about planning for the long term, think Keen Real Estate Group. They're generating wealth for generations. KeenGroup.ca. If your goal is to purchase a car and to make the process as simple as possible, just get a car broker, guys. You just get a car broker. Big shout out to our homeboy, Hamsdale Jacques, the owner of HJCourtierAuto.com. That's HJCourtierAuto.com. If you're a small to medium-sized business and you're getting started and you're ready to go to that next level, what do you need? You need a phone line and you need a website. Think Mainstream Digicom. They got all your telecommunication needs checked. MainstreamDigicom.com. You're trying to get out on the web. You're trying to understand how to navigate through ads. Check out Java Logics for all your marketing, your digital marketing. Where would we be without Preston? I don't even know. Check out Java Logics. I give thanks to Preston for what he's done for the OFC. The amount of positive reviews we've gotten from all his referrals, we're proud to stand behind his work. Check out JavaLogics.com. No, it's not just because he's my brother. It's because you can't talk hip-hop in Montreal without saying M-City Solo. Guys, check out his latest project, In My Fields, available on mcitysolo.com. If it's not one of the hardest new EPs to hit Montreal, come and let me know. You already know. It's your boy, Pharaoh, bigging up, mcitysolo.com. Keeping the culture alive. I gotta give thanks to West Can Folk Performing Company. For the last 40 years plus, they've been promoting our culture through song, drum, and dance, educating youth, the children, the seniors. Just check them out, westcanfolk.com.
Girl, what are you cooking?
My curry chicken.
Ooh, you're burning it.
Oh, gosh, it looks so...
It's okay, girl. You need the Curry House. They have the best Caribbean food in town. 2 locations in Montreal, West Island, and Côte-Neige. For more information, follow Caribbean Curry House, MTL. Don't forget to mention the Empower Hour for your 10% discount.
So, who placed in the order?
Me.
DeVito, WizKid, Burna Boy, Those are just some of the big names that's blessed Montreal thanks to Afrobeats Montreal. Definitely check out Afrobeats MTL for all concerts, show listings, everything that has to do with Afrobeats in the city. Check out Afrobeats MTL. One full circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. What does that mean? We're here for each other.
Guys, as we are wrapping up finance season within the OFC, I am excited to invite you all to our closing event. We are hosting an in-person event this coming Sunday, June 23rd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time at the OFC location. That is 550 The Carry in Ville-Saint-Laurent, right across from Du Collège Metro. Coming out, we have our brother Wayne coming in from Toronto. He'll be blessing us with Insurance 101. And we have our very own Clark Cadet coming in from Gatineau. He's going to be walking us through our credit scores and how to finance your business. It is an awesome opportunity to come out, to get to meet each other, to network, and to get the support that you need. This coming Sunday, June 23rd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time at the OFC location. Contact us to RSVP to register 514-651-4545 or send us an email at ofcwecare@gmail.com or simply visit ofccommunity.com for all the details. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Come on out, come on out, come on out.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people.
Parlay with the people. Parlay with the people, y'all.
All right, beautiful people, we are back. So like I had mentioned at the top of the show, we have the one and only Daisherling from Audace au Féminin. I'm so glad to have her on with us. Please, queen.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Thanks, Farrell, for the invitation. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, queen, this is so long overdue. And so guys, so first I want to give everybody context. I'm really excited to have Audace au Féminin as members of the OFC, and it also shows their dedication to building community, because when they did join, one of the main things is that over the years of Audace au Féminin, it's been going on, and we really want to make sure that the Anglophone community is connected, that they're aware of what's going on, that they could participate, that they could connect. So they had connected with the OFC so that we could help them to connect with the greater community, with the Anglophone community as well. So I'm glad to have them on. I'm glad to be able to create this experience and to be able to create this bridge within the community. So kudos to you guys, Queen.
Thanks.
So before we dive into what is Audace au Féminin, I'd like to give our guests an opportunity just to introduce themselves to our listeners. So before we dive into the business, so if you can take a moment just to introduce yourself to our community.
Okay, so what we can say about myself. So first of all, my name is Daisherling Cadet. I'm a mother of two teenagers, one boy, one girl. I work with Audace au Féminin, yes. But I also do events, so planning events and everything with the marketing signature that I'm still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
What I love to do is like to play a role in different projects and event that we have in a community. Make sure that everything get to the excellence that we want to have, the high standard what we give ourselves to be able to take our place. That we need to take the place here in Quebec. And also in my private sector, I love to coach entrepreneurs who want to start the businesses, who wants to get, okay, what I have to do, what I need to get the fund. If my business plan is okay, do I need to change a few things? Do I have business model Canva to be able to see what I want to do? I love to do that. And I love to coach new businesses, new not-profit organization also. Sometimes we don't think that not-profit organization needs coaching just to make sure they can navigate about what is to have a CA, what it is to have about gouvernance, what it is to have a project, how to have the finance durable and everything. So it's really something that I love to do. I'm doing it really in private with a few people from the community. But it's who I am. I love to help people to get to the goals that they want. So if you tell me your goals, for sure, we're going to make it happen to get it.
Yeah, that is what's up. You see, and I love when you do this because it also gives me an opportunity to understand a bit more about the members and what's going on in the community. Because definitely I know your standard in terms of excellence. I had the opportunity of participating in some of the events that I see you coordinating, and they have been, guys, when you hear me talking about these events that I go to, and it is Black excellence, Daisherling is usually there. I usually see her behind the scenes, helping with the coordination. I can attest to it. She is there helping making it happen. So again, so kudos to that. And again, kudos for raising the bar in terms of how we're operating as a community. Across the board, like setting that standard of excellence and living by it. It's not always easy, but you guys do a great job of maintaining the standard. So congrats and kudos to you guys for doing that as well.
Thank you.
And as people are listening, being able to connect with Audacious Feminine and being able to connect with a sister like this, Charlene, being able to connect with people who care about your success is huge. And the fact that you take time in what you're doing personally and what your passion is to help others. Guys, as you're hearing this, do not hesitate, reach out. Definitely want to connect. We're gonna go into more of what Audacious Feminine is. And you guys will get to understand, but you already know that as you're hearing Sister Daisherling and you see her and you want to connect with her, reach out because she is definitely a person that you want within your network. So as we're talking about it, let's segue. Let's get into, so what is Audacious Feminine for those who might not have ever heard? So now, and just to translate, so Audacious Feminine is women's audacity, or the audacity of women. Would that be?
Not at all. So we keep the name in French. We essentially keep the name in French for Audacious Feminine. Because first and foremost, Audacious Feminine, it's a non-profit organization led by Black women, by Francophone Black women.
Right.
Because this was the first of all, it's our first languages for a part of the people of the team, but also it's the first segment that we know how to be able to help Black women, Francophone first, to be able to get the connections and to be able to, we know that as a Black woman, we have different steps. We have different difficulties, but if you're a Black woman, Francophone in Quebec, it's something else also. But part of the years, we realized that it's not what we lived as a Black woman Francophone. Black woman Anglophone, also entrepreneur, live the same situation and the same struggles.
Right.
So we decide as Audacious Feminine to make sure that we give to those women the tools that they need. The Black woman and the woman of diversity, the tools that they need and the skills that they need to be able to increase the businesses and to be able that they can navigate during the organization that give the grants, make sure also to take the place in Quebec. Wow. In Quebec, but not only in Quebec only, but also in the Canada. Because we realize that we have a lot of entrepreneurs from the country who follow us and want us to get the tools that we give to Montreal and Quebec. They want to also have those classes. So now we're working to be able to give our services at large with a new platform that we're going to have. It's going to be launched really soon, that we call eAssista, where we going to be able to get all the classes that we give at Audacious Feminine. So we have different classes about our financial. We have different classes about businesses. And when we talk businesses, I'm not talking about how to start a business, like to have a business plan, but really what you need to think about when you have or don't have your business plan and you want to launch a business. Sometimes we don't talk enough about marketing. We don't talk enough about financial. We don't talk enough about how to do your product and how to know the cost of your product. We don't talk enough about the networking that we need to have to make sure that we have businesses that will be successful. Even though it's a small, like a part-time business or full-time business, or you taking back a business that were here before and you take it back, we need to have successful businesses. So how can we can give you the tools? And that's what Audacious Feminine is doing. So we are a non-profit organization. We want to uplift Black women of diversity in Anglophone and Francophone. And we want to make sure that your needs is heard. It's heard by everyone. And we have that voice for you guys. So.
Wow. That is huge. And it again, kudos to you guys. I gotta give a shout out to Sir Dorothy, who I originally met years ago, and as a first one connected with. I think she was a comedian at the time when I first
Yeah,
originally
exactly. She was a
connected with.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And but to see the growth and to see what she has done and what you guys have all done as a collective, and for creating that space for our women, creating that space for the queens out there, and rightfully so, you said it's not just for the francophone Black women, but it is open to anglophone and francophone, but also women of diversity across the board. So guys,
Yeah.
as you're hearing this, Audace Féminin, c'est ta place. Like it's your place. It's as women out there, if you're looking for a place for guidance, you're looking for a place for information, they are it. And that's why I'm going to continue to say I'm proud to have them as members of the OFC because they serve as an outlet. As women come to us and they're sharing their challenges, one of the first things I say is, have you connected with Audace Féminin yet? Do you know them? So it is my pleasure to connect them because it is a great resource. I'm very proud because I have to say, I got to give you guys your flowers and your props because I remember a couple of years ago when one of the first sets of funding came out and you guys were recipients, and we were doing a follow-up where we wanted to touch base with some of the organizations who had received funds and who were doing the work in the community. I have to say, out of 10 organizations that I reached out to see how they're doing, what they're doing with the funding, Audace Féminin was one of them. There wasn't a lot, actually. Out of 10, I think there was only 3 orgs that were actually doing something. And Audace Féminin was one of the top handling things, doing things, actively working within the community. And I have to say, you guys, out of everybody, I think you guys might have received not as much as everybody else. Yeah. And you guys were doing a lot with the little bit that you guys had received. And that, again, it shows your commitment to community. It shows that you guys are really here for the people. It's not just about getting the money and trying to figure out how to pay yourselves. It is really about getting the funds and putting it right back into the community. So again, you guys, big props to you guys for what you're doing, what you have been doing, what you continue to do for our people. So now, and I'm excited because so you have your annual event, right? So it's the Salon International des Femmes Noires. So that has been the annual event, but this year, you're doing something a little bit different, so that's why you're here, so you could share with the community, because it's expanded a little bit more than just the weekend now.
Exactly. So, le Salon International de la Femme Noire, or people met here at SCFN Montreal. This year, guys, is gonna be a whole event. It's gonna be like a week event because this is gonna be the 7th year that the SCFN is existed. So 7 years is not nothing. It's like a blessing here for us, and we want to give more again for this year. So we gonna have well, first and foremost, the team, the topics. So for the SCFN will be sustainable prosperity. We want to talk about prosperity. We want to talk about successful in your finance. Because we realize it's okay to be famous and to be successful because you have a good networking. It's all good. It's really, really cute. But are you really prospering? Are you really having the good wealth that you need to have for your business, for your family, and be able to let a legacy and be able to give back to the community? So for this year, we really want to change a little bit the thinking and the mindset about what it is prosperity really means for Black community, because we realize that why we're still here as a Black community is because with all the stories that we have is because we'll stick together in some type of way. We have like that community's spirit to be able to help each and every one. And even though it's like with let's say like a new woman is having a baby, so you're gonna have all the families gonna come together, you're gonna have the workers might come together, you might have the community that's come together to help her to raise the kids and everything. So that's what we do at Audace Féminin. We want to help each and entrepreneur to be able to get in the place that they need to be. And that's why for the 7th year of the SCFN, we want to do a week event. So the week event is gonna be really, really nice. It's gonna be from the 5 to 11 August.
Okay.
And let me explain you like the big picture. Make sure that everyone will be able to participate at least one time doing that. So it's going to be the second week of August from the 5 to 11. So if you live in the east of Montreal, or you live in the West Island, or you live at Laval, or you live at Longueuil, from the 5 to 8, we're gonna have different activities gonna be placed dans vos quartiers. So where exactly. So we want to come closer to you guys. And come closer, so we're gonna do like a few events, maybe a 5 to 5, or like a cocktail 5 to 7, or an all day event in your space, in your location. So we want to talk to you guys about exactly what Audace Féminin is doing, but also to hear from you what prosperity means to you and how we can help you to get it, not only for the business, but also for your health, also for your wealth, also for your kids and everything.
Love that.
It's gonna be like 5 days of 4-day event. So we're gonna go to a different location. So where if you're from the east, from the West Island, from Laval, from Longueuil, we're gonna like put the date out there. Make sure to bring everybody from the neighborhood to come to be there and to be connect with us.
Awesome.
This is like the first thing.
And I have to say, and that is good, because we already know with COVID, a lot of us got very accustomed to the Zoom, and we're very zoomed out, and we're not taking the opportunity to reconnect. But the fact that you guys are making it that much easier by coming to us, where people don't have to travel super far to be able to connect. They just have to check the dates and see when you're coming to their area. Again, kudos, shout out to your whole marketing team. Great idea. Okay, good.
Thank you. Then we're gonna have a day that we call the Leader Summit. So this is gonna be like a private event. We want to have all the organization who received the fund from the federal. So the fund that will ending from March 2025 from the DEC. We know exactly how it is to receive a grant from the government. All the question they ask us to make sure that we get to the goals that we said that we're going to get, and also want to connect with those organizations and those leaders who has not-profit organization for Black community, for diversity, to make sure that we talk together and make sure that we see what we gonna do after that fund. Because for that one, we don't know yet if that fund's gonna be renewal or not. But we need to know how's community, how's business community, how can we, if we don't have the funds, still continue what we do best? What is the help that we need as organization to be able to continue to serve the community? So I know we have a few names from the list that received the fund, but if you are one of them and you didn't receive our email yet, please contact me so I'm going to be able to be in contact with the team to make sure you are part of the discussion.
And these are people, so these are organizations or heads of organizations who have received funding, federal funding, but from the DEC. That's
from the federal, and that funding will end in March 2025.
Okay, so the goal is to mobilize before that. Again, I tell people all the time, prevention is better than cure. Planning, strategizing before the fact, so you're not reacting and trying to scramble when it comes down. So what you guys are doing right now, again, planning ahead, getting people organized so that you guys can start talking and preparing yourselves for what is to come, or how to prepare yourselves prior to an issue.
Exactly. Because we know, we always say that organization that just live with grant and subvention and everything won't necessarily stay that long, because the day that fund is not available again, that organization no more existed.
That's it.
We want to know, what we want to do with that day, with the leaders, is to see how can we be still there if not the funds, if we renew with the government. If it is smaller, what can we do to make sure that everybody can still eat, to be able to serve the community?
I love that.
So this all that thinking that we want to have with that day of the summit is going to be the 8th. So make sure, please, everyone, guys, I'm telling you, if you have received a fund from the government from that will be end on March 2025, and you want to be part of the discussion, to prevent what we can do, and we can find a solution and blend that solution right now. Make sure that you contact with me, you contact with one of the members of Audace Féminin to be part of that discussion. It's
So
really,
I have
really
a question.
important. Yeah.
So the OFC, we had received funding, but not through DEC. We had received funding through 3737 for the capacity building and some other things like that. So now it's not necessarily for us, right? But if we are an organization who receive funding, that's going to be, because the same funding for us, I think, ends next year as well. Actually, same. Are we able to inquire about participating? Like, because we're an org to receive funding.
I will love to say yes, and I'm gonna try to make it happen to say yes. Because I do think, and this is my personal opinion, and I think it's a part also of the mission that we have as organization, to be able to, if we're helping the community, to be able to be in different space that we need to talk. Even though you didn't receive the fund from the DEC, but you receive a fund from another organization, but you have something to say, why not to try to be in the table? So, and that being said,
yes,
you want to be part of it, and you think that I have something to say, we have something that we try to do here. I think it's gonna work if we put it together. Contact with me, and for sure I'm gonna try to do my best to make sure to be able to be in that summit.
See, what I appreciate about what you guys are doing too is, like, you guys are embodying the concept of it takes a village. It takes a village to be able to raise a child. It takes a village to be able to be successful in your business. It takes a village. So you guys are really embodying this whole concept by bringing people together, creating the spaces, curating the information. So again, big kudos to you guys just creating these ops. So yes, definitely, I'm going to be following up with you. And I encourage anybody else out there, if you have received funding and this topic is of interest to you, definitely reach out, because this is the time. And like I tell people all the time, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you don't open your mouth to say something, don't complain if you miss the opportunities. All right. So that's just what it is. All right. So now that was only the 8th. So we still have more.
So we need to continue for the date. So, and then, so we talk about the 5 to 8. We talk about the 8th event for the summit. Okay. This is more for the not-profit organization who has been funded by the federal government. Then we have the 9.
Yes.
The 9 is gonna be the B2B, B2G day. So we call it business to business, business to government day. So what does that mean? If you have a business, so you are a small business from the diversity, you try to connect with the big brands. You want to be to be suppliers for the government, but you don't know how to do it. You don't know if you have the proper knowledge to get in. And we don't know if you have like the good talk, like exactly which words to use to be
the lingo. You need the lingo. You need that corporate lingo. So they're like, okay,
you need the corporate lingo. So if you don't have it, but during that day, we're gonna help you. We're gonna give you the tools. So they're gonna be conference. Nice. Where we're gonna talk about eventually how to be successful in your businesses, how to prepare yourself as a business from diversity to get in that big brand, to get to that big step. But also what's gonna be the spicy moment of that event is we want to connect you guys with the perfect people to make sure that you have the right connection to get to the next level for your business and your goals that you have, let's say for 6 months, 1 year, or 3 years.
Nice.
So first and foremost, we think that day before for only the vendors at the SCFN. But talking with the team, we said it's gonna be more beneficial, and we're gonna have the more impact if we open the day to any businesses who wants to know how to get, for example, to Walmart, what I need to do to be in Walmart, or you want to get to the government for, let's say, le ministère de la Justice or le ministère de la Santé. You have a product, you said that I think I have something to sell to them, and it's going to be profitable to them to have me as a Black businesses of diversity. So we're going to give you the tool that day. So that event is going to be on the 9th, August 9th. It's going to be happening at the Grand Quai in Montreal. If you are one of the vendors of the SFN, you already going to be part of the day. But if you only want to have that day to get the knowledge and everything, the pricing for that day is $750. But make sure that you reserve that date.
Guys, I can tell you right now, like the getting the access, it's not just getting the information, being able to get the tools to be able to connect with these people. That $750 that you're spending to be able to create that opportunity, it will bring you way more than just that, because in this industry, guys, it's about who you know and it's about who knows you, and being able to be in a room where you could get access to some contact, be able to meet the right people who are there and who are interested in connecting with you as well. But getting the tools, the know-how to open those doors is priceless.
Exactly. And we want to for that day, the word that we have for that day is accessibility. We want to access. We know it's hard for businesses from diversity, for Black businesses, to get like that one access that's gonna help you to grow your business, or that one mentor, or that one talk, or that one call, or that one email. So really, for the August 9th, from the B2B, B2G day, we really want to facilitate the access to those positions. So please, the $750 that you're gonna spend is not a spend money like that. It's an investment in your businesses to get that one call, that one email, that one topic, that one mentor, that one closed deal to get to the next level to your business. So make sure you be there. Make sure.
I love it. All right. So that's the 9th.
That's the 9th. Yeah.
And then we have our drum roll.
You have the big event for everyone. So we have the Saturday and the Sunday, the 10 and 11 August. It's going to be always at the Grand Quai du Port de Montréal, like the big space. So we're going to have like the big main event. So we're going to have the vendors. We're going to have everyone from l'écosystème entrepreneuriat du Québec et pan-canadien. We're going to have like conference, panels, activities. We're going to have activities for the youth. We're going to have activities for the children. We're going to have panels that we're going to talk about, let's say, the elders. How can we help our elders? We're going to have activities for businesses, small businesses who want to get a few information about law. Make sure to protect your business, protect your idea. Do I need to enregistrer mon entreprise ou non, and everything. We're gonna have different panels from that day, and also we're gonna have like concours de pitch also. So make sure you follow us on our social media to make sure to be aware of the programmation.
Wait, hold on. You guys are doing a pitch event too? So and how can people? Can anybody register for the pitch? Is there a process? If I want to pitch an idea to people, how do I participate with that part?
So for the pitch event, also everybody can participate. So we're just finishing a few things right now. So let's say we're gonna have a big event, guys. If you want to know the details, all the details of the program of the SCFN this year. I'm inviting you guys. June 26th.
Yes.
June 26th at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
At the Galerie Bois. I'm inviting you guys to come to the lunch of the 7th edition of FCFN. That day, if you want to be vendors, if you say, you know what, I'm gonna get my kiosk that day, I want to be part of the show, I want to be part of everything, I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna get registered. So no problem with that. If you want to know what is the panel that we're gonna do for the B2B and B2G day, be there on the June 26th. So we're gonna do the lunch of all the program and everything, and the big speakers is going to be there. So if you want to, like I always said, You need to plan your vacation after the Salon de la Femme Noire. Because you don't want to miss a thing of it. You don't want to miss a thing of it.
Sister, I'm going to tell you right now, just for our listeners to know, you just said that June 26th. I have to look at the calendar because I know we just set up something on our end for June 26th, and I'm about to change to June 27th just so we don't conflict with your day because I myself want to be there. So you said that, I was like, okay, you know what, sister, I'm changing our date. This is how it works within community, how we support each other's events, how we make sure we don't conflict. It's all about communication. It's all about discussion and making sure we're on the same page. So you're hearing it right now. I'm making sure that I change our date to June 27th. So I'm making a little side note here, guys. You know how I get it down. I'm going to change our event. So we'll do ours on the Thursday so we could be present for yours on the Wednesday. Awesome. Because
every members of the OFC was gonna be there. Farah, I'm gonna give you the link to be registered for the June 26th, so you can send it to everyone, to every group that you have OFC, to make sure that, guys, you be there. At least to if you don't know yet if you want to be a vendor, not sure if I want to come or this or that or whatever. If you came to the June 26th, we're going to be able to answer to all the questions that you have.
Beautiful.
Okay. We're going to make sure to give you all the details to be part of it. To make sure that in August, we do that main event for you, by you, with you.
Queen, I'm telling you, like, I am excited. I can tell you right now, we're 90% that the OFC is going to be taking a kiosk. So I'm going to make a note so I could run that by the team. I'm telling them right now, as you guys are hearing it here, you're going to be seeing OFC. So hold on, I'm making a note. All these notes, guys, this is how you do it. All right, 9%. All right, OFC and the vendor booth. So the vendor booth for the whole, it's for the 3 days. It's from
3 days exactly. So
9,
if you
10,
have
and 11.
Exactly. So as soon that you get your booth, you already punch in for the night for the BTG event. And what is really nice for us this year is because if in the forms when you registered to get a kiosk booth, we asking you what is your goals for the 6 months, 12 months, and 3 years. We asking you what is your struggle for the moment. We asking you question, and sometimes you're gonna say, oh, why do you want to get in my business? Whatever, what is the problem? The thing is, if we want to make sure to help you guys to upgrade, to upscale your business, we need to have a few information. And those information gonna help us to know with who we need to connect to during that day, to who to protect, like to present it to you. So
another round of applause. Another round of applause for that. No, because people don't get it. It's like, and again, what you guys are doing is you're making sure that what you're doing is not just theoretical. It's not flu. It's not in the air. It's like, if we're going to pay for a vendor booth because we want to get visibility. It's important that you guys know that so you could manage the expectations and you guys sure that we're hitting the mark. And then if not, it creates an opportunity after the event for us to be able to dialogue. Okay, so this was the target. What happened? How many people did you get come to your kiosk? What worked? What didn't work? We can work together to next year to get better. I love that. So.
And we give training before the date of the event.
Wow!
So every member who get a kiosk, a vendor booth, we're gonna give you a training. For the first training that we're gonna give you is how to participate in the salon. And it is not only for le Salon International de la Femme Noire, it's going to be any event that you're going to get a booth. How to make sure the money that you spend to get the booth, you get that money and the profit back.
Wow.
So we need to know the process. We need to understand the cost. We need to understand what to do to make sure, like, you don't sit in a chair and your table and that's it. No, you need people to get in. So what I have to do is to get people getting on my booth. So we're going to give you that knowledge. And we have a lot of Black businesses who participate in the SCFN from years to years, and they have successful story. They always said that le Salon International de la Femme Noire is part of the main event marketing for the year because they know they're going to get something out of it.
Sister, I could testify. I could testify because I have OFC members that thanked me after I introduced them to you guys and they got their vendor booth. So I could tell you, I could testify. All right. So shout out to you guys for what you're doing. Sorry, and you were going to say something else? Did you?
Yeah, well, so I really want everybody to be there the 26th, June 26th, so I can meet you guys. We can talk about it. Make sure, like, if you have any question, you can talk to one-to-one or get to a virtual meeting after the 26th. But I really want you guys to be there the 26th to make sure that we see that the bridge, what we try to do with the OFC to the English community, we really see that bridge. I know, guys, that you have the same struggle that we're facing, and we are here to help you guys. That's part of it's part also of who I am as a person.
Yeah.
But it really has at Audace Féminin, we want to help you, every Black business, to get to the next step of the business. So be there on the 26th. We can talk, and I'm waiting for you guys. The second week of August, no vacation for no one. The vacation will be at the
after. That I love that. I love that. Either after or before, but just make sure you're there. Now,
exactly.
Now I know we said we're going to share the links, but is there a contact number for those who are listening and they just want to call somebody just to find out? Is there a number?
Sure. Yeah, you can call me, guys. I'm really accessible. So my phone number is, make sure you dial right. This is 514-409-1310.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna give it to them again because they're hearing the number now. They're like, oh, let me grab my phone. Hold on, 2 seconds. Oh, quick. Get off of Facebook. 1 second. Daggone, phone is sticking. Okay, hold on. All right, now I'm ready for the number again. All right, so give them one more time.
514-409-1310.
All right, that's an easy one, and that's. So they can call you, they can text you.
Yeah, they can call me, they can text me. What I suggest you guys is, before you call, text me. You can text me, you can WhatsApp me, tell me I'm seeing that video from the OFC members and everything. I was part of it, and I have a few questions about what you said, and we're gonna plan a virtual meeting or call. I receive a lot of texts and calls, so bear with me, everyone. If I didn't get back to you like in 2 business days, well, not 2 business days, like 2 days. So it can be on weekends and everything. If I didn't get back to you in 2 days, don't hesitate to reach back. And for sure, I'm gonna take the 20 minutes to we can talk and we can connect and see what we can do for the main event that's going to be the International de la Femme.
This is going to be great. I'm really excited for this year. I'm excited for everything you guys are doing. I'm looking forward to the tour. I'm looking forward to just sharing and having people participate and encourage you guys as you guys have been encouraging us. This has been exceptional. So now, before I close off these meetings or these interviews, I always like to give our guests an opportunity to leave our listeners with some words of empowerment. So is there some words you'd like to leave with our listeners today?
Be bold. Be bold. Be bold about what you want in your life. Be bold about what you want for your businesses. It's not easy, but it takes a village. So you're already part of one of the village with the OFC. Audace Féminin is just another village who can help you to get to the next step. For that, you need to be bold, you need to be vulnerable, you need to be patient, you need to believe in yourself when people don't believe in it, but you have to believe in yourself. Be dedicated about what you want, passionate, disciplined. People who know me, they know sometime in the event they call me capital because I'm really like, you need to do this, but be disciplined. And for sure, je vous garantis, for sure you're going to get to the next level.
Queen, thank you so much. Thank you for blessing this community. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for being on with us today on our Parley with the People segment, and for blessing all our listeners of the OFC Podcast Radio. We appreciate you guys. Guys, stay tuned as we now get ready to take a pause for the cause, and we'll be back with our next segment of the show. Peace and blessings, everybody.
Thank you.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Actually, It's time to ungrind those gears. Let's get into some interesting facts, tips, and a whole lot of fun with Gina the Great.
What the feelings is going on? I know it's usually what the facts, but and I know that feelings aren't facts and facts aren't feelings, but I came across a few things that I thought were important to share. And aligns with just giving us tools to be better human beings for ourselves. So Dr. Joy DeGree is an American researcher and educator known for her studies on racial identity and cultural effects of slavery and racism, particularly her work on post-traumatic slave syndrome. And so I have a video to share on her because she talks about how women react when they face stress versus how some men react when they face stress, and that there's not just the fight or flight, there's also the tend and befriend that can come in handy and might be a reason why women live longer. Take it away, Dr. Joy.
Why women in most every society outlive men. And so they looked at fight or flight or freeze, but women have another hormone that shows up that isn't that. It's actually a hormone that is about caring.
Tend and befriend.
Tend and befriend. So you have this intervening thing, and what women will do when there's a crisis or something traumatic, call Deborah, call Cynthia, get Kenesha, we gonna all get together, right? And what these women started to do now, unlike men, if I were to say to my husband, I love him to death, I go, listen, he's struggling with something. You wanna call your brother? Or, no. I got this. I'm going in the cave. I'm gonna pull the shade. Right. Well, here's what they've learned about women. The more women gather, the larger the number and frequency, the longer you will live. It literally is connected to life longevity. So men go in the cave, in the dark, and die. I keep telling them, come up out of there. Get your friends. Mm-hmm. Talk to somebody, right? Mm-hmm. There's absolutely no reason why that can't change.
So, loved that because when we are talking about man health, and when we're talking about normalizing being able to speak about your emotions, I think this is what comes into play as well, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, everything doesn't have to be on your own. You can definitely reach out to your friends. That's what friends are supposed to be there for.
No, but you know what's really good about this too is because I find even some queens now, they have developed a type of they're probably even going against their own intuition because they have they develop a thing where they're like, yeah, I'll just do it on my own, and they get kind of hard back, and they're like, yo, I could just tough through it. Where technically, I guess from what we just heard here, it's more natural for them to actually cling to other queens and to connect and to get that support that they need.
Yeah, and because I have that problem. I have a very hard problem asking for help, and I think that's my masculine energy showing up, and we all know we have masculine and feminine energy, and that's about coming together to kind of balance that out helps. And so when you are able to balance that out internally, then you also you don't end up being this completely dependent person. There are things that you can do alone, but then you're also, when you're faced with a situation where you're kind of I actually need help here, I'm hitting a wall, that's when you should be able to tap into your feminine energy to say let me turn to my community, let me turn to the people who can help. So always balancing that feminine masculine energy for both men and women, or male or female. This is another indication of why that's important. And I'm giving you a what the feelings twofolds today, because we talked about, or I think I might have talked about it a few weeks back, when when someone's in your head, when you get in your head and then you start creating these scenarios that are in your head, and you turn it into reality. when in reality, it's only you living it, and you're just making your own, you're just curating your own little hell, you know, in there. So this was a good video that someone shared when they pretty much mastered the art of not giving an F, if you will.
So, nice. That's a good art. That's a good art.
It is, right? Mm-hmm. So let's get into that.
Of y'all going around living life not caring what people think about you.
I just realized I never actually knew what you were thinking about me. I just knew what I thought you were thinking about me, which means I created a mean, judgmental version of you in my head and then used it to think mean things about myself, which means I made you mean in my head, which means I was being judgmental of you, not the other way around. Now I just assume people are nice. I just assume that they're cool. And if they act in some way that contradicts that, if they start being a total dick for no apparent reason, I assume that they're actually angry at themselves for something that they're then projecting onto me, just like I used to do. And then I forgive them and get on with my life.
Have you ever done that?
Definitely. Yeah, the idea. Well, I used to, and it's funny because what he just broke down there, like I adopted that like maybe a decade ago, but it is like where it used to be a first nature to just assume the worst, and then I just suddenly changed that to assume the best. It's like,
and I love that. That's very important. That's very important.
Yeah.
Because what was it that we said a few weeks back? Worrying about a problem is like worshiping negativity or something like that. Or it's like worshiping it.
Yeah.
So if you go into this like, oh, what's the worst going to happen? You want to change that. Like, oh, what's the best that can happen? And then really change your outlook on how things are. And I used to think that as I used to believe it was a sign of strength of me, like having my walls and staying thick-skinned and not being vulnerable to the world. And all that does is alienates yourself out of the opportunity to have certain life experiences that other people who kind of just are a bit more like love life and let me go out there and just experience it and explore it and not really care what people think because you only have your own life to live. Like, just do you at your best, basically.
Yeah, and the thing is, and people don't work like people underestimate like the power of like, I don't know how to put this, not worrying, because what worrying is like it's really like you don't know what's going to happen, but you're expecting the worst, and you're really like, and that's what like you start to worry about it, and it becomes real emotion. You start to feel it, you start to stress, it gives you headaches, you can't sleep, and it's because you just don't know, but you're expecting the worst, right? And it's like it's conditioning. We're conditioned to be like that, and if we could actually break that conditioning and, you know what, say, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to expect the best. I'm going to put out some intentions. I intend for the best outcome of this. Now I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I'm expecting the best. So whatever comes from it, it's going to be the best for me. So period. So like, you know, it's we talk about it all the time, but it's something that I pray for the community to adopt because it makes things so much lighter. It makes life so much easier to live, you know, by not worrying and really just expecting the best. So.
And I've had people come tell me a lot of times, like I say a lot of times because it happened more than once and more than it needed to. And it was kind of just like, oh yeah, that person thinks you don't like them, or like, they don't like you because you don't like them. I'm just like, I've never had a conversation with this person. I don't even know this person's name. But because you saw me and you made an assumption of what my character might be because of how I look or because of how whatever it is. And I'm like, because I'm also like an observant person. So I'm an introvert. So I can sit in a room and just observe people. I'm not going to be the loudest person in the room. And then sometimes loud people in the room think that they're sitting there judging you. I'm like, no, live your life as I'm going to live mine. Like, this is how I move. But it doesn't change my opinion as to who you are and what you do unless you do something that is directed to me in a negative way for me to change my opinion about you. And when I listen to this, I resonated with it, and I'm sure I've done that before. I know I have, maybe not as bad as like, oh, that person doesn't like me, but I would feel like I'm being judged on something that I'm doing, whereas everyone else, or like, especially when I've done presentations for work, I was like, oh my gosh, I was a nervous wreck, that I was like, oh my God, no, you did a great job, and blah, 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 blah. Because again, half the time when you make mistakes, people don't realize it's a mistake because they're just here to hear what you have to say anyway. So you're the only one who knows that you made a mistake.
I'm in the point of trying to, I'm in the point of trying to level up. Because now when people directly do things against me, I am in the process of transcending even that energy, where I know it's actually something where it's like, okay, whatever happened is either you screwed me financially, you screwed me on a deal, this, that, and a third. And now I'm at a point where, where I accept that, you know what, this was a learning experience for you, Pharaoh. You see things differently. And you have to remember that you came onto this planet on purpose. So all the challenges that you go through, when people bring you things, and whenever a circumstance doesn't go according to what you thought, or the situation happens whatever way, it's for you to learn something, and that person is a part of you. So right now, I'm even accepting the fact that when a quote unquote negative experience happens due to another individual, I'm a co-creator in that. I brought that person into my life experience to teach me something, to show me something, for me to understand something about myself. So it's not just that, oh, that person did something to me. It was like, okay, what did I need to learn from this experience, right? How do I do better? And I'm telling you, it definitely takes a lot of growing up to be able to do that. And it's still a work in progress, I could say, but I could tell you guys, it feels a lot better to look at things like that than to harp and to hold on to negative vibes.
Absolutely. And my last little video that I want to leave you guys by is a couple suggestion, or one of the things that they practice that, really helps their relationship. And, this is couples month, right? So let's get into that.
When we got married, we had a conversation, and I said to Kim, listen, you are responsible for making all the really big decisions.
Oh yeah, that was a big deal, yeah.
And I'll be responsible for all the small ones. And that felt good.
Yeah.
I was fine with that.
Yeah.
And here we are 40 some years later, and there's just never been a big decision.
Never been a major decision. There's never been one. There's never been one.
He keeps asking me, is this
a major decision?
I go, no, it's just a minor decision.
I said, okay, I'll let it go.
It's magic. It works. I recommend it for every couple.
Do you guys have a rule like that in your home?
That is so funny. It was actually Shai and I, we have so many rules that we live by. Now, how long we've been married now? I lost track now. Actually, it's terrible, but it's been married for some time. And what we realized, first of all, is when we set rules, they're never set in stone. Okay, we set a rule, and between her and I, we're like, all right, let's try this out and see how well this works. And just recently, we're doing something that we're going to a. All right, just to give you guys some context. So we used to do a thing where all our funds would come into one account, and we do everything from that one account, right? And then we're like, but we find ourselves having to have too much conversations about money, like, because it's like, oh, did this happen? Did you do this? What? Okay, but what did you spend? Like, we're like, yo, it's just too much, like, conversation. We're like, yo, we're not liking the energy. We're not liking the way it feels. And it's actually Shai that brought this up. She's like, why don't we just go back? Like, why don't we just keep the funds that come in separate, and we pool the money when we have to pay different things, and whatever be the case. And I was like, yeah, you do what you're doing with your capital. I do what I'm doing with my capital. But when we need to, obviously, we join the money together to just do different things. Yo, Gino, when I tell you, it made things so light in the relationship. Like, that's just a conversation we don't have anymore. Like, the money, it's a simple thing. But it's like, I know in certain relationship dynamics, like, the wife will be like, you handle all the bills. I even for me, like, I didn't like that in the household. I didn't like the let me take, because it's like, I'm not morbid in any way, but I always want to empower. And I didn't like the idea of my wife not knowing what's happening with the finances. In the event something happens with me, like, I don't want her to be like, what do we normally pay? Where does money go? What's happening? So I'd never like that energy. So anyway, so all to say, we found a very happy, comfortable medium. So that's one of our new things.
I'm maybe not surprised, because I mean, everyone has their things differently, but like I thought that's what most couples were doing. It's like you have your account, you each have your individual account, and there's a shared account where all the bills go through. So like you both can see where things are going and how to do it. And like, however, as long as that account is where it needs to be and the bills are paid, la-di-da, live your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, live your life. Do you?
And in that account, like, you know, you have there's different ways of going about it, right? Because like there's also the idea of some may have the agreement that if you make, you know, 30% more money than I do, then it might be, you know, a 60-40 split or a, you know, 30-70 split. If I said 30% more, you know, whatever that may be.
Right.
But what I also suggest to people, and I understand that could be really, really wide gaps, but something that my grandmother taught my mom is that whatever you do in life or whatever you undertake, make sure that you're able to afford it alone. And so sometimes these couples get into situations where they're going to make a purchase or rent an apartment or whatever that is, whereas they can only afford it on both their income. And I think that's normal. And depending on your situation, especially if you have kids and stuff like that, you need a bigger space. So obviously you need both of you guys to afford it. But if you're just if you're just two people with no additional responsibilities or like dependents, make sure you have like an apartment that you can afford. And it may not be the apartment that you would take just if it was you alone, because, you know, if it was just you alone, you'd have to adjust certain other finances. But whatever that is, make sure that you can take care of it on your own as well. So that way you guys have more disposable income for the both of you to be able to save for different things and be able to afford life much better. Don't always go maximize your paychecks, because then it's very easy to adjust too. As soon as a lot of times they say, you know, you give someone a raise. Yes, there's inflation, absolutely, especially now we're feeling that a lot. But there have been some years where you end up getting a raise, a promotion, all these things, and then people automatically adjust their whole lifestyle to that amount. And so if anything happens, life can become unaffordable very quickly. And so like meet that halfway. I'm not saying don't enjoy life and it's your money, spend it. You can't take it when you're dead and all these things, but make sure you have your rainy day funds. And I think they say you should save enough money to be able to survive on between, like I say 6 months. Some people say 3, some people say a year. But if you at least have 6 months, it's enough time to give yourself a proper cushion to find something else or do something else or do something complementary to be able to stretch that 6 months. But, you know, and I'm not there too. I mean, because I invested my money on other stuff too, so I gotta re-up my 6 month savings. But that should be where that should be your comfort level there.
That makes sense. And yo, this is finance season within the OFC, guys. Please take notes, because this is really you're dropping these financial gems today.
Absolutely, and I will bring us straight into trivia. This trivia time.
Nice.
You had posted something that got flagged, and
how dare they, these bastards?
You had shared a post that stated that the 80s babies were the best generation at 100%, and social media fact checkers had flagged it and said it was erroneous, non-factual information. And so, you know, it's very interesting how that happens. Probably someone flagged it for jokes and fun, but then, you know, whatever, social media does what it does. But that being said, I have an 80s baby trivia for you.
Nice.
Are you
Let's
prepared?
run it.
Do you remember your 80s? All right.
Well, I was between 0 to 9, so let's make it happen.
So this is how the pointage is going to work. If you can give me the answer without me giving you the multiple choices, you get 2 points. If no, you'll get 1 point. And then if I have to give you the multiple choices, I'll give you 0.5. And this is what I'll do. All right. I will bring those points into next week. Since you're doing this on your own. Bonus. I will bring these bonus points into next week. So you have the ability of a maximum of 7 points to bring over next week. And then hopefully at a minimum 3.5 points, because once you have the multiple choices, you should be getting it right. All right. Question number 1. When you bought a Nintendo, what was the other game that came with Super Mario Brothers?
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt is correct. 1 full point. Oh, you're holding that 80s card. Question number 2. Which of these brands... Oh, I have to give you these. Okay, I have to give you the options here, but okay. Which of these brands was not a popular shoe brand in the 1980s? Skechers, LA Gear, or British Knights?
Skechers.
Skechers is correct. What was...
Yo, this is great. I remember all these times. But British Knights, though? Shout out to British Knights. They're the dopest kids. Okay, sorry.
I feel like LA Gear and British Knights were like the shoes that all the 90s, the late 80s and early 90s shows used to wear. All the kids in the school and stuff used to wear them.
And Ewings,
they always kind of look a little dirty,
though. The Patrick Ewings with the ball too, like that was up there too.
All right. What was the female counterpart to My Buddy Toy?
Ooh. Hold on. I know this. It was My Buddy. I want to say my sister, but I don't think it was was it? Hold on. Wait. Let's just go my sister, but I don't think it was. Like, I do remember the Buddy doll had a female version. I can't remember the
female
name.
version. So now you can't get a full point, but you're not far off. Here are the multiple choices. My little sister, my little sister, kid sister, or little sis.
Let's go with kid sister.
It is kid sister for 1.5 or 0.5.
All right, word. Okay. Cause see, I knew his sister. I remember, but I was like, I feel there was more to it. It wasn't just sister. Word.
Number 4. Which one of these was not a book series in the 80s? Goosebumps, The Babysitter's Club, Sweet Valley High.
Wait, Goosebumps definitely was. The 2 other ones I didn't. Those are girly, so I never really paid attention to them.
Those are girly.
Whatever. You said Sweet Valley High and Babysitter?
The Babysitter's Club. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the listeners who know for sure they're yelling it right now into the car. They're like, how do you not know? I'm gonna say Sweet Valley High.
That is incorrect. It's actually Goosebumps. Goosebumps came out in the 90s.
What?
Yep.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh my.
And Sweet Valley High also had a board game, and the Babysitter's Club had a TV show too. Well, they made TV shows out of all 3 of them, granted. But Sweet Valley High used to actually have a board game too, which was crazy. All right,
but but true. You know what? True. I read Goosebumps in school, so I should have known that. I wasn't. Yeah. True.
Goosebumps. I did not enjoy watching that show. I didn't like anything scary, to be honest. But actually, Goosebumps wasn't so bad. It was Tales of the Crypt Keeper. That's the one I didn't like.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, Tales of the Crypt. That was weird. There was an episode I swear a girl got her head cut off. It was a weird.
There was this one, and I promise you till this day, because my aunt, she loved horror movies. So every time we went to go, my auntie Nina, we went over there, she would have scary movies, and she there was 2 skits. Well, no, there's that, and then there was the movie Dr. Giggles that she had that I really never liked. But there was a Tales of the Crypt Keeper where a lady was driving and she hit this man, and she hit and run. She just hit him and then kept going because he was trying to hitchhike, and so he basically became a zombie and kept following her, and he kept going like, "Thanks for the ride, lady. Thanks for the ride," and just like haunted her. And I am 39 years old, and I still see it and remember it, and that scared the absolutely crap out of me. So trauma anybody. Anyway, question number...
Wait, hold on. Wait. I gotta give you 2 more weird ones, because there was one No, now, and the thing is, I was just saying, I'm like, was it Tales of? I think it was Tales of the Crypt Keeper, but there was two weird episodes. One that are burnt into my memory. One where I said I think the girl's head got cut off. It was a jealousy thing between two girls, and one of them learned how to do this kind of magic or whatever be the case. And yo, the girl that she was beefing with, she was winning a race. She was coming in first place, and the girl made the crossing ribbon into a rope. And when the woman crossed the finish line, like with her head and neck first, slashed her head right off her shoulders. So that imprinted in my brain. And the other one, and you know what? The other one, I feel it was either a Crypt Keeper one or like a weird unsolved mysteries, like, oh
my gosh.
But the point was, it was a woman that had this weird kind of phobia about being around patterns, like patterns in carpets and patterns in pictures. And she's like, there's people who live in the patterns, and no one believed her. Long story short, the people in the pattern people got her and got her trapped into a picture. And then the way the show ends is you see tears coming from one of the pattern pictures. It was like, oh my God, they've got her. Anyways.
That's one thing too. I did not like watching unsolved mysteries because I was just like, okay, but so you're telling me these people are still out there. So you're telling me you don't know what happened. You still don't know what happened. And nothing was solved. All right.
Nothing was solved. Ah, good.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Definitely didn't love that. All right. Number 5. On Gem, what was the name of the rival band?
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go to multiple choice. I cannot remember.
All right. Your choices are the Misfits, the Pizzazzes, the Starlights.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Misfits.
It is Misfits for another 0.5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Number 6. In Back to the Future, Part 2, Marty McFly travels to what year in the future?
Oh my gosh, Gina, that is too technical. First of all, you said Part 2. I have to remember which one's Part 2. There's one that's Western. Then there's the first one. The Part 2. Oh my gosh. Is it the 90s? No, wait, or is that the first one? Damn it. Hold on. Multiple choice.
2005, 2015, or 2025?
Oh my gosh, that's way off. Okay. 2005. Let me picture. I'm gonna go 2025.
2025 is incorrect. It's 2015.
Damn. Because I knew it from when we seen it. It seemed very far away. 2025 seems very far away at the time, but
yeah, fair enough.
No, I feel like I want to go back and watch that movie because they went to 2015. We're in 2024 now. I'm very curious to see what they were projecting then. Now, if you know what I mean.
You're right. I wouldn't be. I'd like to see that too. Last question. He-Man. What were He-Man and She-Ra's relation?
Well, they weren't exactly in a relationship per se. They weren't brother and sister, I don't think. Multiple choice.
Choices are twins, boyfriend and girlfriend, or random individuals selected by the Guardians of Eternia to protect the universe.
I'm going to go with the third one because I don't remember them being in a relationship. Mind you, I was a child. I could be naive, but I'm going to go with the third one.
So, random individuals selected by the Guardians of Eternia to protect the universe? All right. Well, Pharaoh, into next week, you will be bringing in 3 points because they were twins. So you don't get this point.
Oh my gosh. They were siblings?
They were not only siblings, but they were twinning. They were twins.
Yo.
But congratulations.
But she didn't start at the same time as him, did she?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, does that change the fact that they're twins? What if he went there first and then his twin came afterwards?
Yeah, you're right. All right.
Well,
Okay.
congratulations. You will start with a heads up of 3 points next week.
Nice.
that was
I need them
trivia.
because Kaya's been crushing me lately. Woo!
100 million
That was fun.
%. So I grind, you grind, and sometimes we need to ungrind together. That's Ungrind My Gears with Gina the Great. We'd like to thank our special guests, and this episode is possible thanks to the awesome people at CKUT, the OFC, Solo Drum, and the Caribbean Curry House. Do you have any shout-outs?
My shout out again is really just for the city and for the OFC members. And I had a very interesting conversation with somebody recently who was asking me, who brought it to my attention that they never really knew what the OFC really was about. It's like, we know it's about community and it's about coming together, but they didn't really understand. And so for those who are listening and who still have that question, you can just so you know, the OFC is simply a community of excellence. We're individuals, we're business owners, we're heads of organizations who are actively working together, intentionally supporting each other so that we can have something solid set up for our future generation. That's really it within the OFC. We have privileges, we open doors, we create opportunities to support each other in what we're doing, but we're very intentional about how we're going about it, and we're guided by our values, which is basically transparency, honesty, accountability, doing unto others as you want unto yourself, and the customer doesn't always have to be right, but they do need to be happy. And that's some of our fundamentals that we function with as a community. If these things resonate with you and you want to be a part of this growing community of excellence, don't hesitate, just reach out, 514-651-4545.
I'd like to shout out Jackie Chan, because apparently he was in Montreal filming for Karate Kid, I think it was. And so shout out to Jackie Chan. There's a video going around of him. I think he had like a private dinner, and when he came through, they played that Jackie Chan song for him, that hip hop song. I don't really know the words, but you know that.
I was about to say, I didn't even know the Jackie Chan song.
Yeah, so that was it was a really cute moment. And just shout out to Montreal, actually, because by the time you guys hear this, the weekend would have had passed, but they're doing a Japanese weekend by the canal. If I would have known last week, I would have told y'all last week. I literally found out yesterday. And I'm gonna go and check it out because there's the Japanese consulate that's there, or the Japanese not consulate, but the what is that called? The tourist board.
Oh,
yeah, it's an embassy, but it's an embassy for like tourism and stuff like that. And 2025, I done said it, I'm gonna say it loud. 2025 is bucket list Japan trip, so I'm getting prepared and ready from now because that's just how I live my life. I like preparations. I already told y'all I'm going first class. That's all. I say y'all, but I probably told it to like Pharaoh in private and the rest of my family. Yeah, Japan 2025, so I might go check them out over the weekend. But shout out Montreal because there's a lot going on this summer. There's a lot not going on, unfortunately, too, but there's a lot going on this summer. Like Mural just seems like they're coming back with a force. I haven't been able to experience anything yet because we'll see this weekend how that goes. Because last weekend for F1, the amount of rain, I don't know what it is. I don't know if Montreal just doesn't like F1, but and it usually always rains during F1, but this was like thunderstorm, miserable, this was not good rain. So
they couldn't do anything. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, but I know that there was a lot of things that people couldn't participate. Obviously, the cars and stuff are still downtown. People could still meander and see the sites and participate in different activities. But the race itself, if I'm not mistaken, was postponed because of it.
Yeah. So my shout out goes out to the city. I really do enjoy being in Montreal in the summer. It gives me winter amnesia, but then you go through it all again. It's an abusive relationship.
Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. And sending mad love to Kaya again. Happy birthday. Happy belated. Happy all that good stuff. And again, sending you love and blessings where you walk with.
Kings and queens, this was the OFC Podcast Radio. with Pharaoh Hammond Freeman, Queen Kaya, and myself, Gina the Great. We're on every Thursday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on CKUT 90.3 FM. Hopefully you got your dose of entertainment, enlightenment, and empowerment. Stay blessed and highly favored.
OFC Podcast Radio.